Hello everybody and welcome to this Train Sim TV video. This is Mark. Today we're taking a look at the brand new Armstrong Powerhouse Mk1 pack Vol.1, which has just been released. This pack covers the most common Mk1 coaches that are seen, and it includes 13 varieties, a variety of liveries, all the things you usually expect from an AP product, custom sounds, everything like that. So I'm going to take a look at this pack in as much detail as I can. I'm going to give it a short run. We've got all three Bogie variants placed here that are included with the pack. I'm going to take a quick run from Bedford down to Luton. We've got a Class 67 on the front, but we're going to focus mainly on the coaches. I'm going to take a quick run down to Bedford, and then we're going to take a look through every livery and every variation of the coach and a few things that I've noticed, which I know a few other people have noticed as well. So if you wanted to learn about what's in the pack, as in all the liveries and stuff, then go a bit later in the video. I'll put a timestamp in the description for you. Otherwise, we're going to take a quick drive now from Bedford down to Luton, or towards Luton. Just going to set the cab up, and then I'm going to skip back outside so we can listen to the coaches, because everyone's obviously knows that this is a 67. I'm using the Class 67 enhancement pack, which is available from Armstrong Powerhouse. Okay, so first of all, let's go back up the train towards the rear. See if we've got any brake sounds. I think I heard a release sound then further down the train. I'm not sure if I heard it here. Or was it the loco? Can't say as I'm hearing anything particularly loud there. Anyway, let's set off. Just listening for sound as we're departing here. I will do a quick section further on where we're on joins of track, so you can hear what it's like on there. So we're starting off at the rear of the train here, and this is the B1 Bogie style, I believe. The default one placed, yes, is the BR1 Bogie style. With each one you'll notice different sounds as we go along the Vic, so I'm going to shut off now whilst we're rolling nicely at 15 miles an hour. I'm just going to check my routing actually. Just check I'm not going to go flying into any thing I don't want to fly into. Okay, I'm going to turn the game sound up, so you may find that I become a lot quieter, which is probably a good thing to be fair. I'm going to turn the game sound back up, so I'm maybe slightly drowning out my ear. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go along the train at different speeds and test the sound of the coaches. So this is the sound of the BR1 Bogie at 18 miles an hour. I'm going to go along the train now to where the BR2 Bogies are placed. The Commonwealth Bogies, sorry, is the number of the street B2. So you notice the distinct change in audio there. This is the Commonwealth Bogie, which is the most common Bogie these days, I believe, on the main line. That sounds good. As did the BR1 as well. So now we're going to go to the end near the front of the train, which may get drowned out a little bit by the loco. These are the B4 Bogies. Again, you can sort of hear a little bit of change there in the tone, slightly different. So you got a Commonwealth here, and if I flip now to the next coach, you get a different sound. It's a different tone because the Commonwealth and B4 sound different. So let's speed up now and listen to the sounds as we go along. Go right to the back of the train. So, the video of the train, we've got a BFK. We've got a range of different varieties in here. To be honest, this rake is not really an authentic one because it's in BR livery, and in real life the rake would be only seen on preserved lines, to be honest, because of the lack of can lines and stuff, which is the overhead line warning line that goes across the top of the coach and the gutter in. So I'm going to take it up to about 45 miles an hour and then we'll listen to it again. So we got this, as I said, the B1 Bogie here. Going to move back along the train. We'll get the Commonwealth bogies and we'll get the B4 bogies right at the far end of the train. Okay, so this is the, as I said, this is the B1 bogie, BR1 bogie. I'm going to move along now to the Commonwealth bogie, and you should notice a distinct change. There you are, totally different tone. Which is fantastic because I'm looking at done one set of sounds with this, so that is really good. And then we'll move along now to the B4 bogie, which is at the front of the train, and we'll follow those ones now. And that's this one here. So again, you notice the sound's a bit duller. I'll flip around between the B4 and the Commonwealth again so you can get the difference. Okay, so now I'm going to put it into the heads out view of the little coaches whilst we scale up to speed. So we're accelerating up to speed now. I'm going going to listen to now the sounds of the coaches as we go along the train at a higher speed. So again, this is the BR1 Bogie. These are on the rear of the train, and you can tell these with the style spring and everything. You can see obviously the differences in the bogies. So this is the BR1 at 70 miles an hour. And then in a second we'll change to the Commonwealth Bogie and again show the distinct miles of the coach sound. You got that distinctive roar that you always get from a Mark 1. And having been on loads of airtours with these, that's a really good representation. Pretty much nailed that. I would say maybe I'm not 100% sold on the joint sounds, but they're okay. Not really good actually, it's just they don't sound quite right to me. They don't sound tinny, which is the main thing that has been criticism of AP in the past, so I think they're reasonably good. I don't think you can really expect much better. So then we're going from Commonwealth again to the BR1 Bogie, the B4 Bogie, sorry. This is the B4 Bogie that we're going to now. And again, you can hear that difference in the sound. So that's just a quick run up to speed there. Now I'm going to take you into a preserved line route. I'm going to just have a little listen to the track joints, and we're going to go and have a little look at the inside passenger view as well. So just bear with me a second, it'll change scene. So now I'm going to take a look at the passenger view and the sounds of the coaches from the passenger view and also on jointed track, as well as from the outside as well. We're using the BR1 bogies for this. So this is the passenger view on the Mark 1 coaches. You get a window hanging view, which I'll show in a few minutes. I've already shown it a bit as well. On BSK and BCK models, you also get a compartment view as well, which is this. And I really like this. I'm liking how it looks. With the moquettes and everything, I love how you got the worn look on the bottom there and on the backs. So it's not all perfect. And generally speaking, really nice. Well, I'm not sure whether there should be some blinds up here, but that's a minor point. The same for the seat numbers. I'm not sure whether you'd have seat numbers or not, whether that's just from charter days or what, I'm not sure. I suppose it probably is. The lack of a mirror, but at the end of the day, some Mark 1 BCKs and stuff I've seen with pictures and stuff in them anyway, so that's a pretty mute point. And the fact that mirrors are so hard to do in train sim anyway, you can't do them actually, for all intents and purposes. Just overall, it's a really nice looking view. So we'll head off back up the hill now towards, this is the Trinity fictional route, so I'm just going to listen to some track sounds as we're going along here. And for this I'm going to turn the game sound up nice and high so you can actually hear it. Really good. I'll tell you about what I said about them not sounding so good. They do sound pretty much spot on actually. We'll just test out the brake sounds as well next. yeah, overall those sounds are really good and really accurate as well. I would say some of the better Bogie sounds we've had from AP, I would say. So this is the window hanging passenger view, which I did mention before. So this is the passenger view that you get on all the other coaches, essentially, other than the BSK and BCK, I think. I haven't looked in detail exactly what other ones, whether you can get it on all the other coaches, but I have a feeling you can get it on pretty much all the other coach varieties, apart from BSK and BCK, because obviously they have the compo view. So next up, I'm going to take a look at all the varieties that you get, most of the liveries that you get as well. Okay guys, I've loaded into my test route now. I've just got, what I've done is I've placed every variant and most of the liveries. All the liveries are represented here, I believe. Not every single livery and every single variation is here because it, quite frankly, it killed the game. But as you can see, just from the screenshot, there is a vast amount of quantity of stuff in this pack. And I'm going to go through them now and show you little bits about them. And go through the various types of coach that are placed. Now I've got a list that I'm going to work through here so I know what I'm talking about. I should stress that coach types aren't necessarily my strong point by any means, so I'm just going through what I can see and stuff like that, and the bits that I do know. So this is a BCK variant. This is in the Carmine and Cream livery. And this is another BCK, and this has got the cant line at the top and the first class branding, and it's also got the modern lamp on the back. And looking in finer detail at the modelling, obviously I haven't really done that yet, so I should do. As you'd expect with Geordie of Master Key's work, it is top quality model and it's really nice. Really nice detail. I have to be honest, I'm not sold a lot, sold really on the roof textures. I don't know what it is about it, but something with them isn't quite hitting the spot for me. Although they look okay, and they look really good actually. There's just something about them, I don't know what it is. So this is, I'm going to read the end of the coach because I was going to make about balls up of this. This is a BR Blue Grey BCK coach. So these, what a BCK is, it's got a brake compartment at this end, and it's got the corridor, and then the compartments in here. CK means compartment coach. I can't remember exactly what the acronyms are, so I'm not going to try. But basically, if it's got CK and it's got a corridor in it. All the bogies that I've placed here are the default ones, which is the BR1. So by default you get a BR1 placed, I believe, although that one isn't. So I'm not sure quite why that is. I guess that's because that's a more modern coach. You can tell the more modern coaches because they've got the cant line at the top. And that's another BCK. And these are all BCKs as we're going along here. And these are all the various liveries that you get of the BCK coach. I'm not seeing any wording on the back of that one. And these are BFKs now, I think, that I've moved on to. No, these are still BCKs. So you get the BCKs and you get the BFKs as well, which are down here. So these ones are BFKs. So again, same sort of thing, but this time it's a bit first class coach, so it's got the curtains in it, as you can see. You can tell first class ones generally as well, they have the yellow band on the top of some of them as well. So again, this is a more modern version with the cam rail at the top. And then you got the lovely intercity livery over here. And moving along, we'll have the BSKs and the BGs. So you got the BGs first, which is these ones. So these are full brakes, just full brake coaches. Brake compartment this end, brake compartment that end with the actual guards compartment in the middle there. Again, looks really good. Really, really good. and you get quite a lot of variety in these, and you get these parcels variety as well. So with the parcels ones, you can actually get different wording. I've got no wording showing there at the moment, but you can actually get different wording on there. And I'm just going to the manual to read what that wording is. So on the BR Blue Grey coaches, it's not just the BGs, the BR Blue Grey coaches, you can get Network Southeast logo, Express Parcels logo, Rail Express Parcels logo, ScotRail logo, newspaper logo, and the BR logo as well. And on the Intercity coaches, you can also get an Intercity Swallow logo as well. So these are BGs. These would be good for parcels trains and stuff like that, as well as on rail tours and stuff as well. Plenty of use for those. That's the Intercity one. That's probably my favourite BG coach, I think. So you got all the BGs there. You got NSE livery as well. You got parcels livery. You've also got res livery, which is really good. I like seeing that. Royal Mail livery. And then down here, I think this is the Transpennine one, so that's cool. And then you move on to the BSKs. Again, lovely variety on the BSKs. Livery wise, you've got a decent amount. And I'm not going to spend forever going through this. There's a Regional Railways livery there that I haven't shown yet. That's good to see. They'll come in handy, I'm sure, for people wanting to do scenarios based in the 90s. And moving over here, got the FO coaches. Again, really good detail. That's good. I like the crest there's got plenty of definition to it. It's not pixelated or anything like that. So these again are the first open coaches. That's what the FO stands for. You get the two lamp styles as well of this pack. You get the Bardic lamp as seen there, and you also get, if you go to an older coach, you will see the older style of lamp, such as this one. Now unfortunately you can't control which lamp appears, so if you're pretending you're running a train in the 80s or whatever with BR Blue on it, as far as I can tell you can't put a Bardic on, or say in the 90s or whatever you want. Say, let's say you just for the sake of it want to use a different type of lamp, you can't. So you're stuck with whatever lamp you get on these coaches, which is not a problem for most of them, because most of them you can have the old style lamp on, but some of them only come with a newer style lamp as well. So some of them you probably would want to have both styles available, which would be good to have it in the numbering. Unfortunately that's not the case. Now something I know has been a point of contention, this is another FO coach. Something I noticed that people did notice, if you look at this logo, look at the quality of that compared to the British Railways one. Where's the British Railways one? Let's see if we can find a BR one. Here we are. So again, look how high definition that is, but then come over here and look at the Safos one. It's pixelated, and it's also, actually, it's not the correct logo, which is a shame. Not a major thing by any means, but it'd be something that'd be nice to get cleared up. And then you got all these varieties as well that I haven't shown yet. These are the BSKs down here. And then you got some lovely kitchen cars, such as this one. So this is an RBR, so this is a kitchen buffet. So in this section you got a normal seating area, a buffet counter, and then also in there you would have a kitchen. Obviously you can't see that, but you would have a kitchen there as well. And this is a buffet restaurant. It's the same sort of coach, placed again. Just bear with me a second here, I'm just off the screen at the minute. So then you got this one. This is a kitchen car. So again, it's another RBR, but it's got different branding on it. It's called a kitchen car, and it's got a red stripe at the top still, but it's also got a cant line. This is the ones that have been seen, I think, in rail tours in more recent years. Hence the cant line at the top. You can tell the more recent ones by the fact that they've got a cant line at the top, which is the orange line. This is a BR Blue RBR, and moving along the line, We should eventually find the West Coast coaches. This is a West Coast first open. Now the thing that I noticed with these, which is a shame, is there's no table lamps. So if you look at these in real life, they always have table lamps. Now I suspect that's because they would have to make a separate interior for having a table lamp. So obviously that's sort of probably the reason why I would suspect that they haven't done it. But it's a shame not to have that, because it'd be a really cool feature to have the train going past with all those lit up, or certain ones lit up and whatnot. And obviously it means that the West Coast ones aren't correct, and some of the other chart ones as well aren't correct, actually, for that matter. Any modern era FO generally has the table lamps in there. That's the Saphos first open, same should apply there. The Intercity white roof, that's a lovely looking coach. Massive fan of that livery. Black roof the same, but I prefer the white roof. Something about it just makes it look awesome. And then we'll fly back along to this end. Let's see what we've got down here. Another RBR in maroon. And then this is a full kitchen, so this is an RK. And this is a full kitchen car. So you got the corridor in there, and that's literally just one full kitchen. And you've got a variety of liveries in these. This is the Saphos one. So this is Locomotive Services Limited. That's what Saphos are. They're the people that are based at Crew Depot. We've got the chocolate and cream kitchen car. West Coast kitchen car. That'll be one that'll get a lot of use in train sim, I'm sure, because that's on a lot of LTORs. Carman and Crean. So these are RMBs now, on buffet cars. So these are buffet cars with seating inside. Buffet counter, as you can see. That's really nice. And you get a variety of liveries. This is the current mainline livery, so this is that's without the cant line. This is how you sit now on the main line with a cant line. BR Blue, Intercity buffet, and then we're on to the SO coaches. So these are standard compartment coaches. So these are SK coaches. These are standard compartment coaches. NSE livery. I don't think I've shown NSE livery yet, so that's the NSE livery. Again, really nice. And these, I believe, are the standard open ones, the SO coaches. It's hard to tell when you can. Yes, SO, 90 mile an hour limit. These are standard open. So you get the SO and you also get TSO, which is these ones. So these are TSOs. Now you get the more modern ones with the cant line. They say 100 mile an hour on them, so that's the Railtor version. NSE levied TSO, a Regional Railways TSO, and then a West Coast TSO, which is again probably the most common one you're going to find for Railtor services these days. So yeah, that's all the variants there I've gone through. Really happy with those. It's a fantastic amount to have, don't get me wrong. Personally speaking, I'm a little bit disappointed that a lot of the ones that I am familiar with in real life aren't there, because back in the 2000s, early 2000s, I used to do quite a lot of Railtors. I was lucky to be able to do them. And a lot of those sets, unfortunately, for whatever reason, haven't been included. And I'm going to go through those now. So in terms of which rakes aren't available, I'm just going to change my screen so that you can actually see what I'm talking about whilst I'm doing it. So in terms of which sets aren't available, I'm just going to change this to display capture. So looking at this one, the SRPS coaches aren't available, which is a shame, as I've just said. So you don't get the SRPS coaches. That's a very common rake that's been around since like the very early 2000s. So to not have that's obviously quite a big thing, because they've probably done, I don't know, 200-300 Railtors. So it's not like it's a one-off livery, because I know that's the thing with AP, obviously sometimes they don't do one-off liveries and stuff like that. And disclaimer before I say this, I don't know what's going to be in Volume 2, so maybe that's going to come in Volume 2, who knows. But the you know, the transcript on the description on the AP site does say the most commonly seen ones, and it says variants, not liveries, so one would assume that we've got all the liveries now for these variants, and that what's going to follow in Volume 2 is extra variants, not extra liveries. But who knows, maybe we'll get these in Volume 2 or later or something. But it'd be a shame if these had been left for the community to do, because like I said, that's a full set of SRPS Mark 1s missing, so they would be on loads of Veltors over the years. Another livery that's missing is the green and cream West Highland livery, which was on the Jacobite services in the West Highland, and I think they also worked at Kyle as well in the late 80s, early 90s. I think there was 2 varieties possibly of that, but those aren't included. Again, that's something that would have been seen quite a lot of. This one is the Pride of the Nation set. This was a luxury set that Steamy Affairs did a lot of Veltors with back in the day, and Hertfordshire Veltors also used this set a lot. Though these coaches floated around for years, not always as a full rake, they got split up quite a lot, especially later on. But that set was around for a good 10 or 12 years in various forms, so that's another set that's missing, unfortunately. And obviously that can't really be replicated with any of the other coaches we've got. Now moving on to something a bit more personal to me is that I used to love going on this train, the Torbay Express, and a lot of steam Veltors and stuff I went on when I was younger. And this set, used by EWS and Pastime Rail, particularly on their Veltors, was a maroon set primarily, although you can see there's obviously the support coach at the front, so that's not a part of the main set. There's the main maroon set, and then you've got a couple of green interlopers in there. This set's not possible in this pack, unfortunately. It's a maroon set, as you can see. It's got a cant line at the top. Now, I went to initially place that set because I like running Veltors from this era. Unfortunately, I can't run Veltors from the 2000s era because this livery is missing with the cant lines and stuff. Now, that wouldn't bother me so much, apart from the fact that for whatever reason, those green TSOs have been done, which are somewhere. Maybe I didn't place that exact one, but you can sort of see here we are. So those green TSOs in that picture are in the pack. I would have actually rather them not be in the pack, if that makes sense, because that sort of says, well, why is that in the pack, but the maroon version seen here isn't. And I know it's a case of, oh, you can't have every livery and stuff like that, but it's just weird why you would do one and then not the other. That's the kind of thing that I'm saying here. Especially when the maroon one was more common on Veltors around that period. Another one that's missing is the EWS livery. Now that's not as well known, I don't think, in general terms, but it is missing. You have the EWS Beasties logo down here. So that's a little bit of a shame that's missing. And then you've got another one, which is this Pride of the Nation set, which is a one-off, so that's obviously can be forgiven, but that's another one that's missing. And there are others in a list that I have on my computer, but I'm not going to go into all of them because they start getting a little bit sort of what's the word? Obscure. But the main ones for me is the fact that obviously the maroon set's not in. Other minor things that I've noticed is that the end of these jumper cables should be orange, not black, and the water pipes on the West Coast ones, for instance, should be blue. That's a very minor point. And obviously, like with these jumper cables, there's nothing holding them up; they're just sort of laid there. But I mean, obviously, you don't see that when it's in the middle of a train anyway. But I guess there's nothing really you can do about that in train sim. Something that some other people have noticed is the fact that there's 2 ETH cables on these coaches when there should only be 1, although I'm not 100% certain on that one. That is what I've been told. But I mean, overall, it's a really good pack. There is just things for me personally that sort of sour it a little bit, because I was looking forward to running 2000s Veltors, and most of the sets for those 2000s Veltors are missing. There's some obscure ones, like I said, like the Pilkington K set that's missing. I would not expect that to be in the pack though. But some of the other Charter X, as I've just mentioned, it's a shame that they're not included. Other things is like there's no scenarios included, which is fine because the community will, you know, for us that's in the community and stuff that know what we're doing and making stuff and whatever, that's fine because we'll make scenarios. Or be able to download them from places like ATS, VP, stuff like that. But to actually have the core pack go out with no scenarios at all included, I think that's a bit poor, personally speaking. It would have been nice to have scenarios included, just for those people that don't have such an easy access to download extra stuff. But overall, I'm impressed with the pack. 15 quid is the price that I paid for it. I think it's worth that. I definitely don't think I'd pay any more than that. But when you look, you got the 13 varieties now. There's some slight errors which I think would be good to get corrected. Certainly some issues at the moment with this coach, for instance. This is actually a green BCK that I placed. I think it's a BCK. Yeah, it's a BSK. One of the cream and chocolate and cream BSKs gets placed when you press the green one and you get a chocolate and cream one appears, which obviously that's something that needs fixing. And one of the BFK, maroon BFK, you can't actually change the numbers on it. I can't think. Yeah, there it is. If you look at that one, the number's wrong on it. It's like it got 2 black numbers. So if you click that in the editor, it just says the full number string, and you can't actually edit the Bogie types or anything because they're never in the numbering file. So those are little bugs that I've noticed. But other than that, you know, the sounds are fantastic. The fact that we've got the free Bogie sounds in there, that's superb. The Bogie sounds themselves, fantastic. The passenger view, brilliant. The models themselves, as always, they're really good. It's just a little missing thing. So if you're wanting to run your Veltos on the mid-2000s, you might be disappointed that you're not going to find every livery that you want in there. But as a pack on the whole, I do recommend it. I've really enjoyed driving the little bits that I've driven with it. I mean, that was my first drive that you've seen in this video. But scenarios such as, like I said, the North Wales coast and stuff like that, and BR scenarios and preserved railway scenarios, they're absolutely catered for. It's just your mid-2000s Veltos stuff that you're really going to start struggling a little bit with. So yeah, I really do recommend this pack. I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. As always, please do like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate all your time and your efforts and your support. Don't forget that Tom is usually streaming on Twitch on a Wednesday and a Friday at 8 PM or 7:30, depending on the time that is available. You can usually find him on Facebook to find out what stream's going to be, and the link for that will be in the description. And thanks very much for watching, guys. Goodbye.